What's up, guys? Welcome to the Bomb Squad, where two of us know how to have breakfast and one of us doesn't.
Peanut butter
Welcome
toast
back
is real
to
breakfast.
the summer. Welcome back to the summer of hits. Summer of Andrew's gonna stop picking movies related to films that he wants to watch because those films fail. But we'll see. I still have hope, and you know what? Oh, I have hope, a symbol of hope. Check it out as we come back and cover a new summer blockbuster on the Bomb Squad. What's up, guys? While you're having peanut butter toast, don't forget to like and subscribe to our podcast and also our short films page. I got thrown off again. Check out those short films. There's a lot of funny ones. There's scary ones. There's even a few drama ones. Go check them out. So like and subscribe. You guys have been checking them out now, so that's cool. Also, check out our movies on not YouTube. We do things outside of it, like on Tubi and other Screenbox and other streaming services. We have The Empty Space, a cosmic horror. If you liked The Backrooms, check out The Empty Space. We have Borderland, which is a mexploitation movie. If you like He-Man, check out The Borderlands. They both are loved by Mexicans. And the last one's a zombie drama. If you sat through every episode of The Walking Dead, what difference does it make? Sit through this one too. So go check out those movies, and we will see you back on the Bomb Squad. Summer blockbusters, and today we have a bomb that hopefully will not repeat itself in history. This movie was made for $35 million, and it only made $14 million. It was a huge bomb, and it was a British superhero movie. I already see where your problems came in. So today we're covering 1984's Supergirl, directed by, this is your fault, not my fault, directed by Janot Squarskin.
Something like that.
That's right.
Probably
Schwartz,
but I can't. I'm not getting it right, but it's
I'm gonna guess it is Janot, and then it's Swarska.
Probably like Janot Swarsk because he's French, so it's probably
Janot Swarsk. Oh, I was assuming it was a woman, but a movie in the 80s. I should have realized.
I did not think there's any way a woman directed this movie.
It was written by David Odell, based on the DC comic books character. It is kind of a spin-off of Superman. And so what happened was Superman 3, the one where Richard Pryor takes up like 90% of the runtime. Superman 3 was not, it was pretty much the Spider-Man 3 of the time, where it didn't do as good as the other ones. It didn't do that bad, but it definitely came way below expectations. So they wanted to move to Superman 4, but then they were like, well, let's do Supergirl to kind of break it up and see if we can re-energize this franchise. And then it also failed, but they still did Superman 4. But it also made them sell the rights to canon films, which is why Superman 4 is like, they're fighting an evil trash man. But so yeah, that's kind of that's the throwaway of this. It was mainly filmed in London. A lot of people auditioned. Demi Moore, Brooke Shields probably being the most famous. Also, it was supposed to have a cameo by Christopher Reeves, but at the last second he dropped out. So great stuff. There's also apparently like an hour of extra footage that just didn't go through. But if anything, this movie is. Yeah, it doesn't need to be longer.
I don't know if we'll benefit from these extra scenes. Although, I don't know. Maybe it would be a whole different movie. You never know.
Maybe the context would be different.
It'd be funny if there was a 4-hour black and white version that just never got out.
Oh, yeah.
Zack Snyder's Supergirl.
They should have done the, because you do see a picture of Superman at some point, but they should have done like they did in the one, the Billy Bats one, where you just see him with his head cut off. So it's just a man wearing the suit, but no face. Oh, yeah.
He should have dropped the picture, and then like 2 Fruit Loops fell on his eyes, and they're like, "Wait a minute, that looks familiar." But anyway, so now, so now
to the Phantom Zone.
3, 2. Josh, why don't you give us one sentence? Which also you could use the same one from He-Man, but give us a 1-sentence synopsis of Supergirl.
Yeah, you do change it up because
she doesn't fight anyone.
Kara
doesn't do anything.
Kara Zor-El comes to Earth ostensibly to combat evil, but mostly to find love, to get a boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
And kind of not even that. She doesn't seem to
she's looking
for a rock.
She's looking for a rock, but she finds the rock of marriage. She does,
but she's not trying too hard.
No.
Okay, so just to set you up, this movie is 105 minutes. We did watch a theatrical cut. So I don't even know if the director's cut's available. But anyway, so this movie is 105 minutes. And I'm just gonna get you into what you're prepare you for this film, because the first like 5 minutes of the film is just everyone who's ever worked on this film in any capacity, they get a credit, because the credits are like 10 minutes long. It's like the Superman flight action.
It's the we gotta hit 90. They all fly at you with a laser sound, and I do like it's like
and it's got that kind of cool, what we would now think of as like vaporwave kind of the
bisexual lighting
aesthetic. Yeah, exactly. But the one that I watched was like 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Also, maybe we did. Maybe this is. So did you watch the one on Max?
Yeah. Because I was going to watch it this morning, and then I looked at it last night because I was like, oh, this can't be longer than like an hour and 10 minutes. But then I looked at it last night, and it was like 2 hours. So I was like, well, I guess we're staying up tonight, William.
So this is the director's cut. So that's my bad. We did watch the director's cut. We watched whichever one was on Max, which now seems to be the director's cut. It is super long. And apparently the extra 24 minutes was just added to the opening title sequence.
Yeah.
And so, it is 2 hours and 5 minutes. So this is the director's cut, which, we asked whether it could save it, and the answer was, which is even funnier because my complaints about this movie, which we'll get into, and we've already kind of started, is going to directly tie into the runtime of this film. But let's get into it. So after what feels like an eternity of of credits, we get into kind of the main story. So again, if you think the movie is going to start, you're incorrect, because we are in Argo City, the least famous of the Krypton cities. There's also Kandor, the most famous. And then we just found out there's also... to be brutally
honest all the time.
Yeah. We're also the Kryptonopolis is the third very big city in Krypton. I will say I do like when planets have different cities within them, like, because that's always interesting. Like,
feels like a real
we
place.
spend so much time here.
Yeah.
And apparently Argo City is made up of tissue paper and disco lights, because it's
supposed to be crystal. It does look like any movie set in the 70s at like a disco.
It has the it has the Logan's Run.
Everyone's just kind of dressed like that too.
Yeah, it's kind of got like a Zardoz kind of sort of hippie sci-fi vibe kind of thing.
Yeah. And so they're all just hanging out, and then like the tiniest pebble hits one of the windows, and it turns into what seems to be literal tissue paper, and it almost sucks everyone out. And they're like, because they're talking, and like Peter O'Toole's here for some reason, Peter Cook.
He's Zoltar.
And he's collecting
he's
the
like
most
a wizard.
earned check.
He's like, I'm making a tree. I hope one day we see a real one. It's kind of that type of movie.
What's a tree?
Which is also funny, because if you look at Krypton in most movies, it never looks like a place you would want to live. Like, it's always like made of crystals, and they're just shooting out of the ground, and you have to like, in Man of Steel, you have to like get on a dragon to fly, and it's like
like, do they sleep on pillows, or do they sleep on ice? Yeah, exactly.
They always have beds that are just like slabs of crystal. It's like, I don't want to sleep on that ever.
Yeah, I guess if you're that strong compared to
But they're not strong on Krypton.
They're
not. They don't have the yellow
There's like
sun.
a default sort of level of like, they don't need comforts because they're so...
No.
I don't know. I'm trying to help this movie out, but it's impossible.
See, in He-Man, it makes sense that Skeletor sleeps on a just stone slab because he's a skeleton.
He's a crazy person.
And he's evil.
Yeah.
But like for these guys, it's like, why do you dress like you're prisoners
they're all like
in
hippie,
the flashiest prison of all
hippie
time.
prisoners, and they're all very kind of flighty. Like they're like Zoltar.
And you've never heard of a tree.
Did you did you steal the Omegahedron? He's like, I merely borrowed it, and he's like doing like wand tricks, and you're like, okay, let's get to it. But everyone, like even everyone on Earth's kind of like this in this movie. So you're like, oh, it's gonna be like this.
I feel like this is kind of the generic how people talked in movies in the 80s. Like they always kind of talk in this kind of candor that's not real, but it almost sounds like AI, where they're like, I'm not cooking a cake. I said I was cooking a treat, and that's like how they break out of prison or whatever.
It's kind of like a British whimsy specific to the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
It's also funny because they're like, hey, Zoltar, he's a wizard. Like they call him a wizard, but it's like he just seems like a scientist because he's like building a spaceship. And it's like, I can understand why later in the movie they might confuse Krypton technology with magic, but apparently even on Krypton they're just like, put a little magic in there, I guess.
Yeah. He has a little wand. Yeah. He's building a statue with a wand. That's
he's just kind of whipping it at it, and it's becoming a tree,
also,
kind of.
Yeah. And he has a spaceship, and he's like, this spaceship, because apparently when Krypton was destroyed, this planet was sent to a pocket dimension called the inner space with Dennis Quaid. And so they're trying to figure out a way to get out, and he's built this spaceship that he thinks can get him out so that they can he can figure out something that's not on there. But if you use it, it might destroy you. Like he hasn't figured out how to get it out of the lab or whatever.
Yeah, that's a running theme of this movie. Something might destroy you. That kind of comes up a lot.
Yeah,
if we're talking about the themes of Supergirl. And
then he's like, devoid of that, I also have this Omega drawn or whatever, and it's just you know those cat toys where it's like a ball, and then
they try to get the food out.
Thing in the middle, and they have to dig at it. That's what this thing looks like.
Yeah,
made of silver. Yeah, there he is. Get it. Get the Lost City of Kandor.
He actually won't play with those. He's very taciturn. But anyway, he's a bad cat. But anyway, he gives it to Kara to play with, and she immediately
very responsible. Yeah,
she is just a child.
She immediately gets it thrown into his face. I think that's one of the other things. Oh, we forgot to talk about this. So we just mentioned the director, but yes, this movie also stars Faye Dunaway of the Bad Girl. Mm-hmm. Helen Slater plays Supergirl, and Peter Cook and Mia Farrow also here. Peter O'Toole, I think that's actually the wizard is Peter O'Toole.
Yeah, Zoltar.
I knew it was Peter O'Toole.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Peter O'Toole is so then I think one of the problems is that Helen Slater is very clearly not a teen.
Yeah, kind of the Joan of Arc
like
thing.
A teen. Yeah, like the new Supergirl, I think she's supposed to be 21 or 22. But this one is supposed to be young, and so she looks too old, so she just comes off as a big dummy.
Yeah, like a huge ditz, even though it establishes pretty early that she knows who Superman is and he's her cousin, and she's supposed to be kind of smart. But she just comes across as very foolish.
Supergirl's knowledge goes up and down because she'll be flying a spaceship, and then she'll be like, well, what's a tree? And then you're like, oh, well, maybe it's because there's no trees on Krypton. But then at other point, she's like, wait, what's flying? And it's like, well, you should know what flying is if you know how to speak English. That's a pretty. There's a lot of words that are going to need the word flying in it.
She also made a bird out of the Omegahedron, which is what ruined the entire city.
Right.
Which flew away.
And she's playing around, it flies away. It breaks the window, and then the Omegahedron gets sucked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, without that, the whole city will die.
Yeah. Which gives us back to the point of why did Peter O'Toole take it, and why did he give it to a child who doesn't seem to have any concept of responsibility?
Yeah.
And so then to prove that she actually does have the concept of responsibility, she immediately gets into the spaceship that is her only last hope. And she takes off by herself.
Steals it. Yeah.
And everyone's like, no, you're a child. You should definitely not be the person who does this.
I do like that because she's kind of going, and it's kind of like in He-Man when he gets sucked to Earth at the beginning. Only it's 1980s graphics. But they clearly do the thing of let's just film like a brook, like a babbling brook, and then just put her tiny spaceship in it. You know, it's just like clearly like a lot of like microscopic footage. And I always like when they do stuff like that. Like,
that's kind of like the fountain. Like the fountain is kind of like
the fountain's like the really good version of that. And this is kind of the charming bad version of it.
Right. I always think about that when I see that kind of those effects, like
the
such
miniature
an interesting thing. Yeah, I love that.
That is also how Stanley Kubrick filmed the scenes from 2000.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I know you're thinking, hey, we haven't had a very long sequence where nothing happens. Well, now we have Kara flying through this kind of
also
like
2001 Space Odyssey. They just ripped it
off.
And
it goes on for another 5. So we're counting down how much time has been added and how much time is wasted. They're about at equal length.
Yeah, we're now at an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah.
We're not done with wasting time. And so then we cut to Earth, and again, it's kind of funny how this feels more similar to He-Man because then they're by a lake.
Yeah,
people visit parks and have like picnics way more than you would think. And this is where we meet. Who is it? Selena.
Selena.
Yeah,
it's not Selena.
Selena, and what's the guy's name? I forgot the guy's name.
Isn't it Nigel?
Nigel is Peter Cook.
Nigel's the Peter Cook one,
What is odd, because in this scene, the Omegahedron...
Well, before we go on, let's just say that Selena is a witch.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of what her job is.
She's just, because he's like, oh, you're a fortune teller, and he's kind of like looking down on her, but she knows real magic. But he also is magic?
She's a witch, that's her job.
She's a witch, and then Nigel is a school teacher.
They're black
but
magic
he is also
heads.
A warlock. So they are, but then he just does, like, this is the most realistic version of a warlock and a witch, because they just still have to get regular jobs, and they're constantly poor. And so while they're like, he's kind of like, I don't need you anymore, because it just seems like a normal breakup, not really related.
They're just kind of snippy. It seems like one of those on again, off again relationships where they're always.
At some point, it kind of feels like Selena is not as powerful as Nigel,
get his knowledge,
and so she's just with him to kind of like Evelyn and Skeletor. I got another He-Man, where he's trying to. You guys should watch He-Man, or else you're not going to understand this podcast anymore. But so it just kind of feels like she needs him more than he needs her, and so he's kind of like telling her that and saying like, "Oh, I'm leaving," and then the ball just falls out into the lake, and they get it.
Yeah, and she instantly knows what it is. And
she just knows it has power, and she's like, "Oh yeah." And then see, this is the thing too, because then it gives her real power, and she's like, "Finally, I have real power," and it's like, so let me just get this backstory straight. You are a fake witch who was dating a real warlock, and then you found a piece of alien technology that could turn your powers real, but that's not really its true intentions.
Yeah.
And so it's just a very
absolutely.
Very lucky that
it's such a this is also like, it's weird too, because in this scene, to kind of show how powerful the object is, she's like, I don't need you, and gets in his car. He's like, I still have the keys, and she just starts it, and it's like, wow, it's so powerful, it can hotwire a car.
Well, she puts it, and that would almost make more sense now when all our cars are electric, but she puts it next to the key ring, and it just starts. Where it's like, well, how close does it have to be? Because then she just puts it by her side, and it's already started. So it's like,
but he's also he's so baffled by this that I was like, wait,
I feel like he knows the theory of magic, but he doesn't.
Because he's very confused by this. He has like a magic mirror later, but he doesn't do much.
Well, and at one point they're like, we need to call him because he's the only one who knows magic. So here's the thing: everyone in this movie who supposedly knows magic, they don't really ever use any magic other than what's been given to them in this scene. And so this is also like, how funny is it? Like, if you think about Batman, which, I mean, this is 86, 84. So it's not exactly, we haven't gotten to Batman yet. But like, if you watch the original Tim Burton's Batman, like the first time we see the Joker, he's like cheating. He's like robbing a place. And then you find out that he's cheating on his boss's, he's cheating with his boss's wife.
He's a villain from the get-go.
He doesn't respect them at all, and he's super evil. And then in this movie, this movie, the main bad girl gets dumped, kind of. And then she finds a magic thing, and does she punish him in any way? No, she just kind of steals his car, kind of, and just kind of takes it. And so that's where we're at. And then Supergirl has landed.
Yeah, there's one scene in her
and
little ship where she's like dressed like normal for Crystal City, and then the next scene she's like in a cape, and it's like, is that what happens when you move atmospheres? yeah.
And she comes out like this.
Okay.
And she just lands.
She just had it.
Because it's the 80s, she's
threatened with
SA.
Oh yeah, that was like
2 minutes in.
These two truckers instantly see this girl. They're like, "We're ready for some fun," and it's like, this is a weirdly
Saturday
dark
morning cartoon.
Otherwise, like nothing, no stakes film.
They're pulling like on her skirt, and so then she like kicks one into the atmosphere. And she just kicks one into the bushes. And she gets the other one and she throws them. And then the guys are like, they shouldn't. She flies away. And the guys are like,
it's like, I know.
Hey, we shouldn't tell anyone about this. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like,
they're like,
you should be dead. Like,
Keystone
what are we doing?
Cops. But you know what's funny too? And this is maybe just a trope of like villains in movies. Because in the first scene, they're like, what is it? Halloween? Do you know Superman? So they know who Superman is. She instantly knocks one away with superpowers.
Dude. He's like,
and they're
pulls his
still
little knife
trying to get her after that. It's like, guys.
Sure?
Yeah.
It's like, you just saw her use super breath to knock him through a wall. Why are you continuing
And it's also like, if I lived in a world where Batman and Superman were real, and I saw someone wearing pretty much their exact outfit and it didn't look like a costume, I probably would just assume that they were associated. Like, I'm not going to look at Robin and be like,
Bat's not around to save you.
Nah, I'll leave it to him. Yeah.
It's like in the Arkham games where like they see Batman break.
It's a lot of valor.
Like, I'm still gonna rush him by myself.
Yeah.
this is still gonna work out.
And I know what you guys are thinking. Hey, Bomb Squad, it's been 3 minutes of dialogue. Is there a 10-minute montage we can now watch? Well, you're in luck because then she starts to fly.
I like her flying, all right.
Pretty much the half
Through
of the
Chicago.
movie
is
just flying in this sequence.
Yeah.
She flies to cities. She flies to Chicago. She flies like through like mountain, and it's like, okay, man, we got it. Like, we figured it out. She likes to fly.
Every time there's dialogue, someone's doing British quips or
it's a nice break.
assault. So I like the
needs
flying.
to. Yeah, it's also like, you're flying to all these places. Just stay at one of those cool places. Why are you coming back to this like middle?
They're in Midvale.
I don't know where
Illinois,
they are, but it seems like middle
city.
America.
And it's also a set in Los
fast
Angeles.
food haven. Yeah. Also, just for future filmmakers, if you are filming a movie, do not make the fake city of Illinois. Like, don't set it there.
Just
set it
in LA,
anywhere else. And
but they wanted it to be close to Metropolis for some unnecessary cameos. Like later.
Well, like I said, Superman was supposed to be in this.
So that was probably the thinking.
And so then she lands and she's like, and she lands after 45 minutes and you're like, oh yeah, there's a story. And so now she has to try to figure out where this thing is. She thinks it might be at this college, or is it a high school?
It's like a girls'
I don't think they
college,
say what it is.
They really don't.
School?
Like a boarding.
I think the girls stay there, but it might be a like a boarding.
We're
gonna
say that it's college because I think we all made that decision. Based on who her love interest is.
She also
we'll
has a
get to him in
bracelet
about
that came out of
49-year-old man.
But it never. It doesn't really come into play that much, if I remember.
Right. And and nobody told her like, "Hey, this is a tracking."
Every time you describe something in this movie, you could end the sentence with, "and it doesn't come into play very much."
Because so then she's like walking around. She makes her hair brown, and she's wearing a girl. I think she stills. She stills a girl's outfit. She's like looking at this girl who's dressed in the schoolgirl's outfit, and then the next scene she just has that outfit. And I was like, what?
Did you learn from the truckers?
Murder that woman?
Did she kill that woman, Supergirl?
But she's and now she has brown hair.
Can Clark Kent change his hair?
Going around. She found a wig.
And then Nigel's like, wait, who are you? And she looks at a statue
Robert E.
of R.E. Lee, the Robert E. Lee, sorry.
Starring
Robert
in
E.
the
Lee
Civil
from the Civil War. He was not, was he our side? He wasn't on our side, and she's like,
side,
oh, my name's Linda Lee. It's like, okay,
you could have
you
been
could have
Linda
found someone
S.
else
Grant,
to take that. You could have put a picture of Bruce Lee. Yeah. And then so she's like, oh, I enrolled here. And then this other girl just kind of walks in. She's like, oh, no, we're friends. We know each other. And she's like, no, we don't. And they're like, yes, we do. She's like, oh, okay. And then you just find out that, again, just coincidentally, this girl, who's now her roommate, who apparently did not have a roommate, but did have
Lucy Lane.
Yes, thank you, Josh, to get to my introduction as I'm trying to get to it. She now has a roommate. She has no roommate before, I guess, but she did have 2 beds already. And it's thank you to Josh. It is Lois Lane's sister, Lucy Lane.
And she's dating Jimmy Olsen, I think.
And she's dating Jimmy Olsen. And she knows about Superman. And she's like infatuated with him. But I guess she's never met Clark Kent. Yeah, she never brings up Clark Kent. And she has a picture of him on her, like, she just has a picture of him so they could pay Christopher Reeves $10,000.
Yeah. The promo still.
Yeah. And that's where Kara, who could be anywhere from 16 to 20, we're going to just pretend he's 20,
right?
Meets Ethan.
Yeah, the groundskeeper.
He's who everyone is in love with.
Yeah. He's like the groundskeeper. He's groundskeeper Willie. Yeah.
He's the groundskeeper of this school who I think lives in the basement. And every woman in this film is completely infatuated with a good old Ethan. And to be fair, in this school that we're going to pretend is a college because of the implication, he never has a shirt on. He is just constantly doing his job with no shirt on in front of what may be
we're going to pretend like it's not
high school children. But
it's college.
I'm saying
it's like there's all girls colleges. I don't know if there are anymore, but
again, a very big.
It is very funny just because I do feel like the trope is usually like, oh, the like youngish teaching assistant or professor, but it's like I don't think anyone was less.
They weren't in Midvale, Illinois,
at any school, even if he was attractive,
Well, and it's that crazy thing where it's like you couldn't make him another student because, as we're about to find out, Selena also falls in love with him, but you couldn't make him like a teacher because that's also pretty inappropriate, even if they're in college. So they has to be like someone who's related to the school but who is older.
Groundskeeper.
And so they settled on the guy who has the same job as Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
in A Nightmare on Elm Street. And so as soon as Selena sees him, she's like, oh, and this is another thing. So she makes him a love potion.
Oh, can we talk about when Selena first gets back to her
lair
apartment that appears to be a spirit Halloween?
It's like an empty, barren warehouse that has stone walls that she just put up Halloween decorations.
And it's very funny because she's also looks like she's Lucy a roommate who
it's her assistant too.
Is her other she's like another witch kind of
Midwest lady. She like makes
but
quits.
She's like.
And
they're two catty old
people
ladies.
are also the same age. I don't know how Selena is paying this other assistant to live because she barely has money. But
and she's like, "Oh, this cube, the Omegahedron. This is the problem. Like, no more rent bill, electricity bill, water bill. It's
the lady's like,
we should rent on this warehouse.
Well, they were going to start.
What's your financial situation before this?
How many people are coming to your coven? $5 a head. You need like 1,000 people.
There's also because there's a part where where she's like, I don't know, it's very inconsistent, which I think is a staple of the 80s. Like in the 80s, you could just make money as like a psychic, like so much money that you could live in. Oh, and then the other thing is that one of the big trivia things was that most of this film was shot in a studio. But when you see her apartment, which is just basically clearly a studio that they maybe put a couple of drinks over, you're like, yeah, I understood that. You know, that's not a trivia. I could have guessed.
Yeah.
And so she makes him a love potion, and she says the first person he sees, he will fall in love with. And then she's just like, that's all I can do.
I'm not even going to be anywhere near him. I'm going to be watching from my little globe thing. Yeah.
From far away, from my car. And so Ethan just kind of wakes up and he's all groggy. He just starts wandering around.
Yeah.
And Selena's like, oh yeah, maybe we should go look for him or get him. And so Selena, just to make things better or to get him to come to her, she makes all the construction vehicles around the
at least
campus come alive.
He's like walking down the main strip of Midvale.
Yeah.
And everyone that we know in the movie is eating at Popeye's Chicken and Biscuits. And there's a palm tree, which is not in Midvale, Illinois, in real life, which also doesn't exist. But they see him, they see him walking down the street, and Supergirl's like, filmed? Jimmy Olsen, should we go help that guy? And he's like, yeah, guys like that, if you help them, they usually have a gun or a knife, so it's just, you want to stay away. And then Supergirl's just like, okay, let's get some Popeyes. Yeah. And so then
Jimmy Olsen turns
one of those trucks that has like a mouth on it to like chase after him. Yeah. And that's what causes the commotion
big tractors
down the main strip.
And so Selena's like, well, now it's just not a man, I can go stop him. And so she changes into her outfit and she starts to rescue him. And then who would have thought that
absolutely
he sees her first after she rescues him? Also, she just kind of like stops the truck. It's not a very exciting scene. It's just kind of slowly driving, and then it scoops him up, and then it continues to slowly drive. It's like, where is it going?
This is like the first big action sequence. And it's like not really. It's not much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's where you're wrong, William, because I don't think you remember the action sequence of her turning on her car and slowly driving away.
My memory does not serve me well.
That very exciting scene of her flying over video footage of Chicago. And so he sees Supergirl. And again, like it almost could have worked to its favor because he's being tricked and he's like, normally I wouldn't look at the students of the school.
Well, to be fair, she's now in her Supergirl costume, which maybe makes her look different. I don't know.
That is true.
Oh, yeah.
No, because when he falls in love with her, remember she has the brown hair. And she's wearing the school
because
outfit.
First she's just driving it in her normal clothes, and then she changes later to like fully resolve the situation.
Yeah. They should have like every time they cut to Selena and her assistant, you should have been like, and now now that magic potion made her fall in love with that student, and they just kind of look at each other like, yeah, that's the only way a man would ever have feelings for a student at the school he works for, and they just like, there's always that long time. This one is not going to get monetized at all. It's your fault, DC Comics. Well, I didn't make you make this movie about this situation.
Lucy Lane also gets into the truck to try to stop it. And then after the guy gets rescued, the truck crashes into a wall, which is really dangerous for Lucy Lane. But Supergirl just like lets her friend stay in the cab, doesn't go to check on her. But then Lucy Lane wakes up and she looks over a hedge. There's a hedge here for some reason. And she's spying on Supergirl and groundskeeper guy sharing a moment. And instead of being like pissed that they didn't save her from this running vehicle, she's just like, those guys. No big deal.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, doesn't it make sense if you watch this movie where like in this universe, death just doesn't exist anymore because they don't seem to ever be in any kind of fear, even when they're like about to be sucked into the vacuum of space, or they're crashing a giant truck into a wall. It always just kind of seems like, wow, that was inconvenient. Right. Anyway, let's see what's going on with my uncle, the wizard.
It is a very Silver Age mentality where everyone's just kind of aware they're in a farce, you know?
Yeah. So. If you do hang out with an old man who's calling himself the wizard, maybe rethink your friends, especially if you are 16 years old. And so then now Ethan has been possessed by the Wish Willow because the next scene is the creepiest amusement park of all time. And he's just following her with like flowers. And he's like, I need to see you.
Yeah. I don't...
He's like, and she's like, no, I'm an alien from another planet. We can never be together. And he's like, no, don't do that. He has no anonymity. And so then they're at the amusement park, and that's when Linda is taken because Linda's also there, kind of. She like even though they're all there, they're never really together in the scene other than
this feels very deleted scenes. Let's just put what we have in the film. We didn't finish this.
I mean, it's very clearly in the summertime. Like, it always looks bright outside. But so why is this carnival closed? Why are they at this carnival? Is it supposed to be closed?
I kind of thought it was like part of like the layer
or like what's going on?
Selena, but now that I'm thinking about that, that makes no sense at all. So I have no idea why they were here.
It just seems to be. It was probably like literally like, hey, we have a carnival set on the back lot. That's where we're gonna film this.
But here's the thing: it would have made sense if that was her lair. Like that's why she lives kind of in a warehouse because it's part of the amusement park. You know, it's not the case.
There's also like I think we skipped this. There's a scene where she's having a party at this warehouse that's pretty much unrelated to everything. So it's like I think it's just supposed to be an apartment. So like that just happens to be a Spirit Halloween as well.
That's the one where like Nigel's like, "How'd you get these powers?"
Yeah, and that's where he's like, "Oh, by the way, I have a magic mirror, and this demon, look out for it," because he shows her like the demon and his magic. So he has some magic.
Yeah. And then she's like, "What have you used this magic demon for?" And he's like, "Oh, for what?"
He's like my Tamagotchi. I just push a button and it feeds him.
And she also makes a floozy, like flirts with Nigel, and she humiliates the floozy with like a scorpion in her drink. It's a lot of British comedy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So now back to after the amusement park, because then
they trap her with like wires.
Yeah, and she instantly breaks out because she's Supergirl.
Right.
And that's when Selena and her assistant are like, well, let's call Nigel because he has real powers. And it's like, this movie,
I mean,
like,
also,
there's no rush in this movie.
So,
like, call your friend,
go back to the very beginning of the movie. When Supergirl, I know, we're connecting dots here. So,
there's really nothing. We're reaching, guys. We are reaching.
Loses the Omega Hedron. Like, Mia Farrow is talking to Peter O'Toole, and she's like, "We have like 3 days, or we're all going to die in this city, and we're hoping that Supergirl can get this thing back and save us all."
Right.
And I don't know how long it's been on Earth. Like Supergirl's been gone for like it feels like a week. Yeah, like
it's been at least a couple days.
Let's go.
Yeah. And she's not like we need to get. And also, I think another problem is, I guess eventually she is going to like Ethan. I mean, kind of, but she doesn't. Every time he tries to like show attraction to her, she's like, "No, I'm okay. You're an old man. I'm a child." But like he doesn't stop, and so it's kind of hard. Like, is he supposed to be the love interest? Because she did show interest in him earlier, but also her planet's about to be destroyed or whatever again. But also,
I mean, I think he was just
now
supposed
he's
to
under
be
a love potion.
Yeah,
it's like,
I think he was supposed to be like attractive.
There's so many plot elements.
But then like the love potion like puts everything into motion.
Yeah, like because the first time she rescues him and he's like, "I need to get back to Linda." She's like kind of trying to like flirt with him there as Supergirl. I don't know. It's everyone in this movie is weirdly passive.
There's also a part, and I think it's later, but there's a part where he saves her or she saves him, and she like saves him. He's on like next to fast food mascots, and she flies him away, and she like puts him somewhere, and it's like. I feel like this movie almost feels like Mac and Me level of corporate sponsorship.
Yeah, it's prevalent.
Like they literally go to the Popeyes. Like the Popeyes.
And they show the chicken and biscuits thing over and over, which is kind of cool to see a retro Popeyes logo. I don't know. And I do like it in that sense, but there's no point for them. Okay, so then they send her to the Phantom Zone. They capture her. They teleport Ethan away, and then they send her to the Phantom Zone. And then the wizard, Peter O'Toole, has also sentenced himself to the Phantom Zone. And he's like, "No, this is my punishment for killing everyone." But here's the thing. I feel like he's performatively saying that that's what he did. So because he knows that city's about to be destroyed. Planet.
You know,
and we're going to get to
destroyed?
It. Why?
The Phantom Zone.
Okay, keep on going. I have something I want to say about this.
Yeah. So they're there, and they're like, "Oh, we need to get out of here." So they're trying to figure out how to get out there, and so they're climbing out. Which again, what's going on? And there's also like Forbidden Planet tornadoes. They're like tornadoes that have clearly been drawn on, and they're just like spinning around trying to suck people out. And so they're climbing up the rock, yeah. And he like has to carry. There's like a what is it like a?
It's like some kind of void,
hole.
Yeah. And he's like, we can either
they can crawl out of.
Because at first she's like, we got to get back to Earth. He's like, get back to Earth, you wish. And then like 2 seconds later, he's like, actually, let's go. And then he's like, we might die if we do it though. And it's like exactly what you're saying with the performative thing about like sentencing himself to this prison planet. It's like, dog, when the going gets too tough, you can just go jump in the void at any time. Like, there's no point to this. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're climbing their way out, and then he's like, oh, well, even though we were both pretty safe and we can both escape, I've only been contractually obligated to be in one
Get your
last
money's
scene.
worth.
This is it. So, bye. And then the tornado just takes them.
Yeah.
And he wishes her luck, and the tornado takes him. And so then she's able to escape, and she goes through the magic mirror. That's what it was there for. The one thing that matters. And then she, of course, regains her powers, which is another weird thing because I don't remember them losing their powers in the Phantom Zone, but they don't have a yellow sun, so maybe that is the case. And that's when then they fight
in a big
right,
that like
and somehow
wind
Devil's
monster
Devil's
thing.
Tower from Utah. That big mountain is somehow in the middle of Chicago now, which is where she lives. Anyways, that's just a little detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, Midvale.
Well, she lives in a suburb of Chicago. This is a William movie. Yeah,
this is
kind of like your story.
Here,
yeah.
I know.
Argo City. That was Hobbs for you.
And so they kind of fight. It's not super interesting.
Yeah.
And then
I checked out a lot during this.
Yeah. So then eventually they throw him back through the mirror, and they're trapped in the pocket dimension, the shadowed realm. And then Ethan he's like, oh, the curse is lifted.
Oh.
But I still am in love with you. And it's like, okay, so curse inconsequential. And then Supergirl's like, that's cool. See ya. And he's like, oh, okay, I guess we separate now. And so then she just kind of says bye to everyone, and then she just goes back to Argo City. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
movie's
and then
over.
she's like, that's it. And then Superman comes in and he's like, oh, I heard my cousin was in town. Did she take off for
Y'all want to get some Popeyes?
I hate that girl. It's funny too, because there's about to be a new Supergirl movie that apparently I and 5 other people are excited for. But I think the problem with this movie is that it's clearly they're just making a movie to make one. There's no real
it's not a movie.
Themes. There's nothing like that. Even
it's a very we're gonna lose the rights. We need to make something. Yeah.
Even with a recent movie about a barbarian we just saw, there's a theme in it about wanting to push forward or whatever. Here, there's not even a kids movie theme of trust your friends, because she doesn't really become a good friend. Sometimes she does the Thor thing where she's like, what's this?
Yeah, her unknowledge of the world does not in any way inhibit her from succeeding in her goals. She doesn't need to know about Earth at all.
Yeah, it almost would have made sense if she had done the destruction intentionally. She wanted to leave the planet so bad that she kind of escapes on the thing. And then she realizes through the course of it that home is where you is good.
I think it's they almost would have done better to just straight up make it the Superman, the first Superman movie, but it's a girl. But instead they're almost they lean into oh, she's a girl. She just wants to kiss boys and go around. She even practices kissing at some point. I don't know. It's just it very much feels like they're how do we write a girl? I don't know. She likes kissing and boys and puppies. Yeah. So it's just it's kind of nothing.
We've kind of moved away from that, and I think with Wonder Woman was the first one that really did it. But that was kind of a staple of movies about female superheroes. Eventually we'll have to cover Catwoman, but the main villain of Catwoman is a makeup person.
Yeah. Who's
giving evil makeup or whatever. And it's kind of funny because it's hey, That's the plot of the first Batman. But like the Batman, like the Riddler didn't have to be like a manosphere guy. Like it's weird that like for female movies they have to be like, oh, there has to be a scene with kissing and there has to be a love interest.
Yeah. It's like you see why there was the shift to the kind of girl boss, like women can do it, because it's like, this is how bad it was for like women's movies, like before, you know, where it was basically just like a Barbie type commercial, you know.
Yeah. And that, don't get us wrong. I mean, we do have Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor to counter those things. But a lot of times, especially I feel like in these big budget movies, like obviously both of those were championed by an auteur, the same one, obviously. But
yeah, it's like canon.
These movies are like they're just trying to get a movie out, so they're like, make it for girls.
Yeah. But it's like I do get the idea, because I do feel like Superman should always be a little bit like whimsical and farcical, because it is like, you know, like, and even like the original ones are very much like that. But it's like there's still some meat to it. There's substance that like the whimsy is like around, whereas this is
it was like a silly movie.
The whimsy sans plot, you know?
And I think it's also that, I feel like there is an interesting difference between Kara and Clark Kent in that Kara was like alive to remember Krypton. And so that's why I kind of like looking at the new one where she's more bitter. It would make more sense because like she's actually experienced the tragedy of losing her entire homeworld. But here it's like, this is just Superman as a girl. Like it's no real difference. Like she still has that like optimism and the wide-eyed like love for everyone.
Yeah, who she just leaves.
Except for her friend who gets crashed into. She doesn't care. But so it just ends up coming off real boring. It's kind of like, you know, a lot of the complaints. Like that's why I think Ben Reilly is not as beloved as like Miles Morales, because Miles Morales is a completely different character who acts differently, approaches Spider-Man differently. Where Ben Reilly, he's literally just a clone of Peter Parker, so who cares? Even if he's a little different, it's not that much more interesting. And so that's kind of what this whole movie feels like. And I do think that the most interesting part is looking at how, I guess, like small town cities back then, I think this was mostly filmed in London, but how small town cities, like the Popeyes, like just
right.
Just the iconography.
Yeah. That was the only interesting part. Yeah. And I don't blame, like, Helen Slater does a pretty good job. All the actors are doing a good job. It's just there's nothing for them really to latch on to.
No, it's definitely not an actor issue. It's more just like you don't give them anything to really like compelling. Do. You know,
I will say it does show how much easier it is for girls than for boys to hide, because like in Superman, in the original Superman, there's that famous scene where Clark Kent like takes off his glasses, he stands up more correctly, and he like does all these things to become Superman. And it's like one of the most famous scenes because it shows like the difference between Clark Kent and Superman. And in this one, she just makes her hair brown and she looks 1,000,000% different.
Yeah, like, it's almost accidentally a commentary on sexism, but it's like the movie's not really making that point on purpose.
The movie didn't get it.
Yeah.
So, well, Supergirl, I mean, watch the new one. That one looks cool. You can watch this one if you want. It's very long.
I don't know. Put it on the background, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't put too much thought into it.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
It does seem like it's like if the movie was almost more like it's like you could almost see this becoming a camp classic if they leaned into the bizarreness of it, but it's almost not even bizarro enough. It's a little too dull for that, you know.
They could have I think if the witch was an actual witch and she was like shooting magic. It could have worked better. Or like if the guy he's slowly losing his powers, so he's becoming more of a skeleton, something. But it's just essentially it's just people in suits versus Supergirl.
I guess just get John Waters to make this movie, and it might have been a little interesting, you know.
Yeah. Well, they can all be winners. So next week, who knows what we're covering? We'll see. But follow us on the Bomb Squad.